G'day guys, looking at this cabinet and the cat's having a look as well. Let me just turn this radio down. So the old Cafe Raid tube, need to get that out of there. It has got a fault, so I won't even bother trying to get that to implement with the Java board or cabling loom. I did find a monitor that's of reasonable size. In fact, here's the old surround. The actual surround sits that way because the TV is actually going this way horizontally. With Galaga, it's supposed to be going vertically. So looking at that, we'll put the surround around this TV, this monitor. The actual surround is broken, but if we just use this as a guide, we can see that this actual LCD monitor in width-wise is correct. It's a little bit wide because it's a widescreen monitor, but that's okay. I can narrow down, I can bring in that way, and I can bring in this way with the adjustments on this VGA adapter board. So I think I might have a go at mounting this monitor. I don't think I'll use this surround though, but using the monitor, let me just flip this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so we've flipped the monitor now, so that is now facing down onto the board that mounts back into the cabinet. And if I can mount this somehow to the wood here, there and there, and then when it gets flipped over the other way, I've only just got to worry about blackening out the top and the bottoms, or the sides, because this will be mounted with the monitor facing vertically instead of horizontal. So yeah, just give that a go and see what it looks like. Remove the Cafe Raid tube and supporting hardware. It's all down there. So we've gutted that out. We've gutted out the computer board, which is down there, and all the supporting hardware that was with it. Cleaned out the bottom of the cabinet. The coin receptacles are still there. I've mounted the monitor onto the control board mount, just using a couple of clamps, hold it in place. Bit of black plastic there, try and stop light from coming in. So we're going to have a go at mounting some hardware. Oh, the other thing too is I need to mention where is it here? This VGA to RGB adapter board. I think I fried it. It stopped working, and I know what I did wrong. I was testing some stuff, had this powered up, and it was sitting on one of these, one of these wires from the Java connector was sitting on one of these pins, and I fried the board. So anyway, we can still get it going because we've got VGA out of the 60 in one board. I have mounted the Galaga main board to the side of the arcade machine as it was originally installed in that same spot. I've mounted the 60-in-1 game board up just above it, so I can just move the Java connector down to the Java adapter. It goes to the Galaga game. I've got the cabling all run, power supply down the back here, mounted there. Got the cables run to the joystick and buttons. They run up the back there for the speaker. I've got them going to the coin receptacles. I've got this actually tested and it worked on the VGA connector out to the monitor, which you can see is there. The monitor adapter board, RGB to VGA adapter board. Well, about 2 weeks ago, because it's been 2 weeks doing all this and work and whatever else, just been doing a little bit of time that I've had, and so I've ordered a new adapter board. 2 weeks has passed, and the new one has arrived. This one's slightly different to that one. This one cost me a little bit more, so I hope I don't wreck it. So let's have a look at that in a minute. This is Scramble. So this has got a non-Java connection as well. So if being a non-Java, it probably would be a bootleg board. But I don't know if that will be compatible with the Galaga adapter. I'll have to check the pinouts and just look over it and see what it is. It's actually, funny enough, this comes from the same supplier that the last that Galaga come from, and you see he's paid parcel post, whereas he had all the stamps on the last one. So maybe he watched my video. If he did, give us a shout out on the comments. The other thing too is these buttons on the control panel, even the joystick, I think they're a bit tired. I've ordered new buttons. Actually ordered an extra button for here because Scramble over there requires one for missiles and one for bombs. I mean, you could wire both the missile and bomb into the one button, but I thought I'd put a second button on there. There's a spot for it anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do about the joystick, whether I'll order a new joystick or try and fix this one. But all right, let's have a look what we've got here. So we've got here Alright, so it's got the same cabling as the last one. I'm wondering if the colour coding is correct or if it's still wrong like this one. So if I plug that in, now see now, negative, black, positive, red. So it's correct. That last cable was wrong. Well, I will check it anyway, and there's that other cable. If you wanted to hardwire the RGB into it. That sounds like the radio's off. It sounds like someone talking on the radio and they're off channel. Let me just spin this around and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. There they are there. Turn that off. Alright, back to what we'll do. So I paid a little bit more for this card. I think it was $45. or thereabouts. The other one was only about $25, so I paid $20 roughly more for this one. But it has VGA in as well as VGA out. It has RCA connectors if you've got RGB RCA. It still has the RGB arcade connector there, and it also has the RGB connector for the cable that's supplied here. So you can go hardwired to whatever you want and have it plugged into there, but we're just going to use the arcade one because that's what's on the Java connector. The buttons here are slightly differently laid out, so we'll look at that in a minute and see what the difference is between that one and this one. You can see this one's got more buttons. I believe this one's a bit more easier to set up. And we'll check the power. We'll plug the power in, and we have positive to red, negative to black. So at least the power is correct on this one. I will check that that is the case on the back there too. All right, next. I don't want to go too deep. Now, if you remember last time, the chap who supplied me the Galaga board, he did a good job on packaging. So I've got no doubt he'll do the same thing with this one. Yeah, that's done all right. I'll get that out of the way. Scramble. So it's another one we're going to have a play with. We'll play with that one later on. All right, let's get this VGA adapter board installed. So we've mounted the new RGB VGA adapter board into the cabinet. So we'll get this monitor flipped back around and we'll test it. Hope it works. I have wired up the new cable that is got the correct colour coding. Better plug that in. So positive is red, negative is black, and it's going to the ground and 5 volts. And supply power and see what happens. Oh, we've got a light, that's a start. And we've got sound. See what we've got on the display. Right, we've got no signal displayed. So, we haven't plugged the the RGB arcade connector in. That's this one here. So I need to plug that in up here. And we've got video. Excellent. Let's just have a quick test. Working. Let's see if the Galaga card is going to work. We just have to unplug the Java connector plug it into the Galaga adapter. This is a tight fit too. Got to make sure it goes all the way in. Right, we'll apply power. Right. So the score's a little bit high up here. Credit, hang on, let me turn this light off. And the credit is a bit low. So we'll see if we can make some adjustments. So we can change the display size with our board, our RGB to VGA adapter board. So currently our credit is below this line here and our score is above that line there. So I'll show you how we go about doing that. We can just go into the menus and we can readjust everything. So I'll show you how that's done. So we hit the menu button and we've got number 2. We want to change our vertical size. Bring it. So we've got the star fields here and the star fields there. Alright, and we want to change our horizontal size. Bring that up. Bring it up a fair way. Okay, and then we'll go to our horizontal position. And we'll bring that back down. And now we've got credit displayed. We've got our high score writing up there displayed. The only other thing is, it looks like it's okay there, it looks like it's okay there, so that's pretty well where we want it. Let's have a test game. Our fire button's a bit dodgy. Alright, well this board is Cactus. This is the board that was only about $25, the RGB to VGA. The menus on this board only allow you to expand the sizes, whereas the new board that I've just put in, which was $20 more, actually has the ability, as you saw, to decrease the sizes as well. So it's a far better board. So I recommend, if you're going to use one of these in an arcade machine, in my situation I've got a 16:9 monitor, a widescreen monitor in there, and so I needed the ability to downsize or to decrease the size of the horizontal and the vertical to match 4:3 aspect ratio. This board will not do that. So if you have a problem where you've got a 16:9 widescreen monitor and you need to get the aspect ratio of 4:3, don't bother with this board. It only increases the size, it doesn't decrease the size. That other board that I've got there, and I'll put a part number in the description, it's about $45, but it has a better menu system and it's got a better control over the actual images, as you saw. Anyway, enough from me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you've learnt something, please consider liking and subscribing, and we'll see you on the next video. The next video will be probably playing around with that Scramble board, and I'll have new buttons coming in. They're not far away, I've got them on order, and so I'll be installing new buttons so we can get that Scramble Arcade board going, which I've just got to check the pinouts are the same as the Galaga. Alright guys, see you later, bye.